is Kendra Cook.
Hi.
I'm a marriage and family therapist trainee at Azusa Pacific University. How would you like me to address you today?
Brittany's fine.
Okay, Brittany, well thank you for coming in today. I want to let you know that I am currently under supervision with Diane Webner-Wibb, a licensed marriage and family therapist. I wanted to let you know that today whatever you discuss with me here in the clinic will remain confidential. However, I am a mandated reporter in the state of California. When you came in today, you signed some paperwork about exceptions to confidentiality, and I wanted to go over those with you now to make sure that we're clear. If you would report to me child abuse in any of its forms, this is something that I would need to report to the proper authorities. Also, if you would report to me elder abuse or dependent care adult, this is something I would need to report also. If you were to tell me that you wanted to harm yourself, I would just use my discretion to decide if we need to bring some other help in to assist you. And also, if you were to tell me that you wanted to harm somebody else, this would be something I would need to report. Do you have any questions about my duty to report?
That's good.
Okay. Well, we'll continue to meet here at this location, same time each week for 50 minutes. The fee will remain the same as what we discussed on the phone.
Okay.
Before we begin, do you have any other questions for me?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, Brittany, what brought you in here today?
Well, there's a lot going on in my life. I currently got engaged on December 7th. Yeah, so I'm excited, and a lot of wedding planning and school, and I'm in the MFT program as well, so practicums, and we just found a place to live, so this past weekend, yeah, very busy, exciting though, but we just moved all of our stuff into the house. I'm still living with my family, like going back and forth, but we specifically moved all his clothes and everything, so it was a lot.
So you guys were previously living together before this move?
Oh, okay. No, we're both living with our parents, so this is a brand new step. So yeah, very exciting. I did, however, find myself thinking to myself, like I've realized, you know, throughout the years, people are like, oh, when you get married and then everything changes. So I'm waiting for that. When is everything changing? And I noticed myself getting frustrated thinking he's not really pulling his weight. And when I took myself out of that situation and I really thought about it, he was doing a heck of a lot. He just wasn't doing the things I was doing. We were both working on two separate things. So yeah, I guess I'm here, and I'm wanting to really explore that a little more, about why I get so frustrated and stuff like that.
So you get frustrated. Is this something that's just recent due to the move, or has this been an ongoing thing?
No, I tend to notice in myself that I get frustrated at things like that, and I think it's related to my dad being very harsh with me growing up. Okay. And you know, things need to be done on his time and in a harsh manner, not very loving and nurturing. And can you make sure this chore is done? It was like, get this done, you know, like, and I just feel like I've taken some of that with me, and I don't like it, you know, so.
So you feel you've taken on some of those attributes, characteristics that your father did with you as a child?
Yeah, I do.
And do you find you do that with all the relationships in your life, or is it just with your boyfriend?
No, I think it's more just him, because I'm now dependent upon, not just now, but like we do things together and we work together, and I guess if I'm feeling like I'm the one pulling all the weight, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain because I even see him pulling weight. So it's not even just a weight thing about doing things, it's just a tone and irritability, and I don't like that. And not that I do it all the time, but there's moments like this past weekend where it's happened, and I want to work on that. And I don't want to be my dad to somebody else because it didn't feel good.
Well, I commend you for recognizing that and wanting to change it and having the strength to acknowledge it. So I commend you for that.
Thanks, yeah. I do like being able to see it, especially even noticing it in the moment, and I think, you know, the next step is really to do something about it. And yeah, so that happened, but other than that, we had a great move in and made our first dinner together and set up TV and had our shows on and it was, you know, the beginning of, you know, a little little peek before we're married of what it's going to be like. So
I think it's normal to have concerns and even issues that you're worried about, especially with something so new as this. That's great that you guys are able to find things that you're relating in and getting along well together with. You mentioned not wanting to be like your father and your childhood growing up, how things were strict. Is your father still in your life now?
That's the thing. There's a lot going on there where I've kind of weeded him out a little bit. I'm very close to my stepdad and my mom, and my stepdad's really shown me the kind of man that I want for myself as a husband, and my fiance is a lot like him. He's not even close to my father, thank God. That wouldn't end up well. But yeah, so my dad's not really in my life right now. He's there, but it's nothing on a deep level.
So you don't have a deep connection or relationship at this time?
Yeah, and I don't think it can ever really be deep with him. He's attempted therapy a long time ago, and the therapist said, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back when the next session was. He's like, yeah, I wasn't surprised. And he kind of labeled him as more a narcissistic personality type, where he's just into himself and gets what he wants out of people, and he doesn't care who he screws over in the process. And so I just have really not cared to really, I've cared in the past to try to have a relationship with him, but I've seen that he doesn't care to try back, so it's just is what it is.
Understandable. You said he attended therapy before. Was that, were you a child or were you an adult?
That was actually with my mom. They got a divorce when I was like 1, actually probably 6 months or so, and you know, she was just like, you're out of control, you're really controlling, and just, you know, I don't feel good when I'm around you, right? Let's save our marriage and let's go to therapy. And he went once and then he never went back again, and that's what the therapist told my mom. And you know, being in the program, you know, not that you're supposed to diagnose family members, but I do recognize a lot of those traits in him as well, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're susceptible being in a program to pick up on those symptoms and identify them. Absolutely. So you have tried to have a relationship with them, and it just, you decided that's not what you need in your life right now, I'm assuming. And you have a lot of other positive things going on for you at this time.
Yeah, I do.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And mentioning that, it's like I have so much going on in my life and so much positive things, you know, grad school and getting married and getting a house, and there's so much going on in my life within the past 2 months that you would think he would be more involved. At least I would want that, but he's not. And I'm okay with that. It's just, it's like, that's the true teller, you know, like, wow, your daughter's getting married and you're not very about her wedding at all, you know.
Did you talk to him and tell him yourself about the wedding?
Yeah, I've told him about the wedding, and he knows. Yeah, I talk to him on a regular basis, and it's a complicated relationship because we talk, but there's no substance really, if that makes sense. So he knows, but it's more, oh, work is so busy, or it's not busy, and I have a list to do, and finances are hard, and it's always back on him and talking about him. So it's just like, gosh, dude, I'm getting married. You know, it's enough about you every phone call about all your struggles and everything you're going through. It's just, how about just be interested in me for a split second, you know? So, not that everyone has to be all about me in my marriage, but it would be nice to have at least a little from my dad.
It's an important time in your life. Parents, typically that's an important thing for, you know, parents if their child's going through that. So I think you're having completely normal reactions and feelings towards it. But you said you do talk to him weekly.
Yeah.
Just, you said that there's not a lot of substance or depth to the conversation, and it tends to go back to him when you've got so many major events happening in your life that are one-time events.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a really two-sided relationship. It's just his, more focused on him. And it's kind of just going through the motions of, oh, what's going on in your life, hon? And then he'll revert it to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not real substance oriented, so. Yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
I do, actually. I have, my dad she's my half-sister from my dad. And then with my mom and my stepdad, I have a brother, a half-brother. And, yeah, it's interesting you mention that because my sister, who's from my dad, she recently told him, I don't like you. And I wish I had that in me to feel no, I guess, remorse or not even feel bad and just really just say, I don't like you. And maybe not so blunt like that, maybe in a nicer way, but I wish I didn't feel guilty for my feelings towards him, I guess.
You feel guilty about your feelings?
Yeah, I feel like I have to maintain our relationship, and I have to call him, and I have to see how he's doing, and I do. I feel guilty if I don't. But yet at the same time, I don't really care to be talking to him because it's always about him. Yeah.
And do you wish you could tell him more how you feel like your sister does?
Yeah, and I have in the past, but I guess I wish I could do that and just move on. I'm in a complicated spot because I love him and I long for him in my life, but at the same time, I don't want him in my life because he causes a lot. It's really heaviness. So I'm conflicted in what direction I kind of want to go.
I was going to use the same word, a big conflict of feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That's completely understandable. When your parent, you want them to be in your life, but when they cause so much stress and conflict,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want them there, so what do you do?
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. And it's hard because it's like, I'm the kid, and even though I'm an adult, it's like, shouldn't the roles be reversed? Shouldn't it be you more seeking out your kid? It's like a reverse of roles, and I don't want to be in that role anymore, of taking care of a grown man in our relationship. I'd rather see it from him. Yeah, so.
Since you sound like you love your father and you value the relationship, you wish it was more than what it is, but you're content with it where it's at right now. And I wonder if down the line you might have regrets about your relationship with him, say one day when maybe he's not here, how that might impact you.
Yeah, and that's interesting because I was just talking with my mom, and my mom and I are like this, and she's awesome, and she's just, we're so close, and I know it sounds really sick, and I don't want my dad to ever die. I really don't, but it's that thought of, gosh, if you weren't here, my life would be so much simpler. I wouldn't feel this weight of having to carry this burden because there's so much there that I haven't even dug into with you today, but it's just, I don't know if I probably still feel that guilt, because I feel it now. I can't imagine me not feeling it if you were to not be here and die, but at the same time, I think I'd feel some sense of relief.
To not have to have that struggle within you anymore.
Yeah, to just live and not have to feel like, oh, gotta take care of dad. So, yeah.
Do you take care of him in any sense now? When I say that, I mean, financially, or are you doing anything for him in those means?
When I say take care of, it's more like, and I don't mean in a sexual way or anything like that, but like a spousal way. Like listening to him as if I'm his spouse. Talking to me about his finances and about things going on with Courtney, my sister, and not that he can't talk to me about things like that. I think that's 100% fine. It's just he takes it to a level of, I'm his companion, like I'm his spouse, and